Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Box Sports and Fitness. Today we're at County Line Trail in New Braunfels. We're going to do a speed test with the FR1 from Seba. We've got two setups to test today. First one we're going to be looking at is the 80mm wheels, the standard deluxe frame setup from Seba. The second skate will be the FR1 with the Power Slide 125mm frame that they use with the Imperial Mega Cruiser. So what I'm trying to figure out today is exactly what is the big deal with the big wheels versus the small wheels as far as speed goes. We're going to try and do a little experiment, maybe get some scientific data on, well, what's the degree of difference, or if there is any difference at all, or if there's a big difference. I'm going to mark off, I don't know how far it's going to be exactly. It's probably going to be about 200 or 300 yards, and I'm going to skate as quickly as I can with each boot, with each setup, and just get a comparison. I'll have the Garmin Verb on, so we'll get a speed indicator, and we'll see which setup is faster, and if one is faster than the other, exactly, what kind of degree of more speed can you expect from a specific wheel setup. So let's go ahead and take a look. I think this will be fun to do, and we get a weather report here today. It's I would say that it's FH, effing hot. That's what we got for the weather report, and that came in directly from the satellite that's circling us right now. So let's get down to it. So I did 3 runs with each setup, the 80s. I did all 3 runs with the 80s and changed skates, and did all 3 runs with the 125s. I will take the first run of the 80s and then follow it with the first run of the 125s on the video, and do the same for all 3 runs with each setup. The first run with the 80s, the Verb wasn't picking up any speed, but toward the end of the run it does pick up a speed, so I do have 2 common points where I can compare the speed of this run with the speed of the 125s. And the first point would be right at the base of the slope, and the second point will be right at the blue chair. So those will be the 2 point comparisons for this particular run. This run is going into the wind, and it is slightly uphill. And we're coming up to about the point where the Verb started picking up speed on the first run. And these are the results. At the base of the slope, it was 11 miles per hour with the 80s versus 12 for the 125s. At the end point, 9 versus 10. The second run and the third run, I thought the data would be more accurate. I think that the Verb was working for the whole time. So that was a big plus. There's the midpoint, and again, this is with the 80s. And then the top end is the second thing I'm measuring on these last 2 runs. And now switching over to the 125s. There's the midpoint, and the top end will be occurring right about here. In this comparison, we had the midpoint, 11 miles per hour for the 80s versus 13 for the 125s, the top end of 15 for the 80s versus 17 for the 125s. Probably the best run I had with the 125s. The third and final run, again, measuring the midpoint and the top end for both setups here. So as you can see from the result there, that one was closer, but still the 125s were a little bit faster. I guess that's not unexpected. The larger wheels do seem to provide more speed. This is really the first test. It's a very short distance for skating, obviously. So I plan on doing some more speed tests with longer distances and see how that pans out. Eventually trying to get to maybe a mile or two distance, but the tracks I'm using right now, the next one will be maybe a quarter-mile test per setup, and we'll try that one next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I thought it was interesting for myself. I found it to be fascinating to see the difference between the two sets of wheels. I did feel more stable at the higher speeds with the 125s. I still do enjoy skating with the 80s, definitely more maneuverable, easier to do the quick turns and the power slides, which I'm still learning, and the crossovers for sure. But there you have it. The 125 is a little bit faster, at least in my testing. Thank you, and have a great day.